The Victoria Line, the best tube line in London. It's fast, frequent and iconic. But let's be honest, not all stations are created equal. Today I'm going to be ranking every station on the Victoria Line, from the stunningly grand to the shockingly bland. These are my opinions, but let's see if we share any of the same rankings. Anyways, let's get started. From Walthamstow Central to Brixton. Before we start, I need to explain the tiers. The S tier is, if you weren't an inanimate object, I'd marry you. The stations in this tier are the creme de la creme, the best stations that you can get on the Victoria Line. Have great connectivity, great design, and an all-round amazing station. For the A tier, we've got Splendid, and these are stations that, really hold up well. They're really good stations, but they're not at the top category, they're not really up there. They're just splendid. For the B tier, we've got It's Alright, I guess. And these stations, they're alright. They do the job they're meant to do, but they're nothing crazy, they're nothing spectacular. They're alright, I guess. For the C tier, we've got Mind the Mid. And these stations, they're not amazing, they're not the worst, they're not the bottom of the barrel, but they are just kind of mid. And for the D tier, we've got Avoid at all costs. And these stations, I'd avoid them at all costs. Now I've explained the tiers, it's time to get rating these stations.
The next station is Walthamstow Central.
So Walthamstow Central, what a lovely name that is. This station is located in the borough of Waltham Forest, and this station has an interchange with two London Overground lines, a direct interchange with the Weaver line, and an out-of-station interchange with the Suffragette line at Walthamstow Queen's Road. The station buildings are quite interesting as well. So you've got the station that's mainly used for the London Overground, which is more of a traditional station design. Then you've got the main Victoria Line entrance, which is a more futuristic station design. And it connects to one of my favourite things about the station, the bus station. You know me, I love my buses and I love my bus stations. And this one's got quite a grand and iconic bus station, if I do say so myself. And I love how integrated it is, allowing for direct change in mode from bus to train. And lastly, the station motif is okay, it's kind of interesting. It contrasts with the rest of the station's colour palette, but at least it's vibrant. So where are we tiering the station? So, due to the cool station building, the great interchanges with the overground lines, and the integration with the bus station, I have to rate it as splendid.
The next station is Blackhorse Road.
So Blackhorse Road. This station is also located in Waltham Forest. It does, however, have a great direct link with the London Overground Suffragette line. I love the station design. I like how it's on the corner. I like how it's got a black horse on the outside. So cool. I like how it's got the two entrances as well, and I like the tiles it has on the outside, on the other entrance. The surrounding area, nothing too crazy if I'm honest. They've got Walthamstow Wetland, which is the free nature reserve, that's down the road. But mainly the area is just two-storey housing, and then you've got huge new builds next to each other. And the platform's motif, a black horse. That is so cool, and that just pushes it up in its coolness score, okay, and up on the tier list. So for that, it's going in the, if you weren't an inanimate object, I'd marry you.
The next station is Tottenham Hale.
So Tottenham Hale is located in the borough of Haringey and interchanges with the National Rail Greater Anglia services. So you can interchange there to get a train straight to Stansted Airport. It can also interchange to get to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I mean, I don't know why anyone would want to do that anyways, but you can. It's a very new, modern and spacious station building, which is really nice, and I like how it leads out into the bus station. It's great for interchanging between the different modes. Love it. It's got a lot of new builds as well, but what I find interesting about this station's new builds is that it's such a juxtaposition between the existing properties and the new builds. It's honestly crazy to just pan between the two and look across and see the difference. And lastly, this station's motif is actually quite cool, but it having an interesting motif like this definitely levels it up. So great station building, bus station outside, a lot of new builds, and the interchange with the Greater Anglia National Rail line has to go into the splendid category.
The next station is Seven Sisters.
Have we got Seven Sisters? Damn. So Seven Sisters is located in the borough of Haringey. So it's actually named Seven Sisters because of 7 elm trees being planted in a circle in the area. Apparently the trees have been relocated a few times. I guess as the area developed, they needed to relocate it so they could put, a road and other things. This station has a direct interchange with the London Overground's Weaver line and an outer station interchange with the London Overground Suffragette line at South Tottenham. Now we've gotten the facts out of the way, I need to talk about this station. So the main station entrance is not that great. It's kind of hidden away and just isn't that great of an entrance and isn't that interesting of an entrance. And the entrance that most people probably use is not really a proper entrance. It's just stairs that go down to a subway that takes you to the gate line. So there isn't really a grand and interesting station building at this station. And that really lets it down in my opinion. The motif on the platform is actually quite cool. It's obviously referencing the elm trees, which is, cool to see. But considering it all, I have to put it in the mind the mid category because it's very mid.
The next station is Finsbury Park.
So Finsbury Park. This station is located in the borough of Islington. And this station is quite a big interchange, with the London Underground's Piccadilly line serving here, in addition to the National Rail Great Northern and Thameslink services. And the interchange with the Piccadilly line at this station is a cross-platform interchange. Now, cross-platform interchanges are the best type of interchange you could have. Just being able to get off one line, cross to the other platform, and you're on another line, just like that. It's so convenient. Whoever thought of the idea of having cross-platform interchanges, whoever invented that idea, wow. Honestly, one of the best inventions ever. And what else is cool about the station? I guess the motif is quite cool, how it's like 2 guns. It's got a great big bus station outside, and I don't know, it's a very interesting station. It's really big, it interchanges well with the different lines. Again, it serves a purpose, but it's not the most interesting station building, I do have to say. But what tier am I putting this station at? Considering all the facts, considering the area, considering the interchange, and considering the motif, I have to put it at, it's alright, I guess.
The next station is Highbury and Islington.
Highbury and Islington. You know what? This is quite an interesting one. So it's in the borough of Islington, interchanges with 2 London Overground lines, this being the Mildmay line and the Windrush line, as well as interchanging with National Rail's Great Northern services. And at this station, there's another, you guessed it, cross-platform interchange. However, it interchanges with the Great Northern services. And what I like about the station is that it's quite open, quite spacious, and the exit actually leads out to a nice paved pedestrian area, which is quite nice, and people tend to congregate there and whatnot. And when you enter, it's quite easy. You see the Mildmay line, you see the Windrush line, then you go down escalators down to the Great Northern and Victoria line. It's very simple, very good interchange. And the motif is cool. It's representing a castle of some sort. Yeah, it's nice. Not the most interesting one I've seen, but it's good. It does the job. Considering everything I've said, I'm putting it in splendid.
The next station is King's Cross St Pancras.
King's Cross St Pancras. Now we're at the big boy. So this station is located in the borough of Camden, and it's also served by a whopping 5 other lines. This being the Piccadilly, Northern, Hammersmith and City, Circle and Metropolitan line. In addition, it's also served by National Rail's Thameslink, Great Northern, LNER, Southeastern HS1, Eurostar, Lumo, Grand Central, and Hull trains. Now this is an interchange if I do say so myself. Well, technically we're talking about the Victoria line, which is obviously a part of the London Underground, and their station is separate to the Overground National Rail services, but I'm going to count it as all one station because it kind of is. Obviously you've got St Pancras station, which is already a beautiful piece of infrastructure. Then you've got King's Cross, which is another piece of beautiful infrastructure. So the combination of the two as one big interchange station, it's just amazing. But if you want to refer to just the London Underground part of the station, that's still a very nice station, very open, many different entrances and exits. And it's just really well designed. It really fits into the overall landscape and really makes it, a really grand and beautiful station. And obviously, as you can guess, due to this being such a big interchange, it's actually the busiest station on the line, with 73 million passengers in 2023. But I have to be honest, the motif did let me down a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have a bus station, but hey, Not every station needs a bus station. Or does it? But yeah, adding all those things together, this station is going to be tiered at, if you weren't an inanimate object, I'd marry you.
The next station is Euston.
Euston, which is also located in the borough of Camden, is kind of like King's Cross St Pancras' unloved brother. You know, it's down the road, it's not close enough for it to be like a full-on interchange with those stations, but it's not far enough away for it to be its own standalone area itself. Has a direct link with the London Underground's Northern Line, London Overground's Lioness Line, and National Rail's Avanti West Coast, London North Western Railway, and Caledonian Sleeper. It also links with the Hammersmith and City, Circle, and Metropolitan lines via an outer station interchange at Euston Square. Like, Euston Station has some interesting parts. It's a very interesting modernist building, but I just think it's a bit discombobulating. So you have the taxi rank, then you've got the bus station, and then you have the station behind some shops. So it's kind of like hidden. Like when you compare it to King's Cross in Pancras, where it's a pedestrian kind of space from the main road straight to the station entrance, it's much more of an inviting space than the, you know, taxi rank, then bus station, then shops and building kind of covering the actual station. And it's just a lot of like walking and kind of, yeah, it's a really interesting station design. What makes the station a little better is the presence of a cross-platform interchange, which again, love to see, and the platform's motif, which is a reference to the old station which had an arch called the Euston Arch. So the kind of confusing and disjointed layout of the station, not great, but the cross-platform interchange and the interchange with the National Rail services means I'm going to rate it it's alright, I guess.
The next station is Warren Street.
So Warren Street is located in Camden. Again, it used to be called Austin Road before changing it to Warren Street in 1908. Only has one interchange, which is with the Northern Line, and it's not a cross-platform interchange. What? Now you guys just got lazy, okay? You could have easily rerouted the tunnels for it to be a cross-platform interchange. Maybe, I guess Euston is so close and it's also served by the same branch of the Northern Line, they're like, there's no point. If people want to interchange easily, they probably just interchange at Euston, not at Warren Street. But still, poor. But even though I'm very upset about the lack of a cross-platform interchange, this station is absolutely stunning. This is a great example of a Charles Holden station design, and I would have to say this is the most interesting Victoria Line station we've covered so far. It's just so unique and it feels like you're going into a time portal when you enter the station when you're around it. I just love it. And the motif on the platform was cool. It's a maze. So whilst you're waiting for your train, you can just have a little go trying to get yourself through the maze. I mean, to be fair, on the Victoria Line, you probably don't have enough time as they come like every 1.5 minutes. So factoring everything, the lack of a cross-platform interchange isn't great, but the station building itself is amazing. In addition to the motif, it's like a little game you can play whilst you're waiting for the train. And for that, I'm putting Warren Street at splendid.
The next station is Oxford Circus.
So the famous Oxford Circus. This station is located in the borough of Westminster. It's served by the Central Line and the Bakerloo Line, in addition to the Elizabeth Line and Jubilee Line via an outer station interchange with Bond Street Station. This station is very busy indeed, and I'm honestly not that big of a fan of it. The stairs that take you down to the main gate line concourse area isn't that inviting, and honestly, I would honestly avoid it at all costs. What does level it up for me a bit is the main building, which is a Harry Bell's piece of architecture, which is very good. I love the red brick. I honestly see the station as more of serving a purpose rather than it being a place that you'd want to, go and spend time at. Because it's just so chaotic and not that inviting. It's just really just want to get through and get on your train and go. At least that's my experience anyways. And to nail this opinion in the coffin, I guess, is the motif. It's literally just an illustration of how this station interchanges with the Central and Bakerloo lines. It does have a cross-platform interchange with the Bakerloo line, which is good and needed. So all that's been said, I was honestly going to put this station at avoid at all cost, but due to the Harry Bell station architecture and the cross-platform interchange with the Bakerloo line, it's going in mind the mid.
The next station is Green Park.
Green Park. The greenest of parks. Aren't all parks green? Shh, right? This station is located in the borough of Westminster, with it also being served by the Piccadilly and Jubilee line. No cross-platform interchange here sadly, but it does link up with two very important lines. It's very close to the park, literally as you exit the station, turn right, you're at the park. It's very close very close. The station building is actually really nice though. Another great piece of architecture by Charles Holden. Very unique, and apparently it's supposed to be like a European style station. And I guess you could get that. It does remind me of like Barcelona metro stations to an extent. I will say what lets the station down is the motif. But yes, due to the lovely station building and its interchange with the Jubilee and Piccadilly line, I'm going to rate the station as splendid.
The next station is Victoria.
Victoria, also located in Westminster. This station is served by the Circle and District line, in addition to National Rail's South Eastern, Southern and Gatwick Express services. It's also the place to get off if you need to change modes to a coach to travel to a variety of places all over the country and the continent. And one thing it also has is another bus station. Now this is on the better side of bus stations. I love how you exit the station, has the pedestrian area, and then it just leads to the bus station. Great piece of landscaping. The station building though, again, is another example like King's Cross in Pancras, where the main National Rail station is magnificent and beautiful, whereas the underground station is cool, it's nice, but it's more of a serve a purpose rather than it being a, grand piece of architecture. But yeah, to rate the station as a whole, very grand and very big. And with the underground part of it specifically, it's a very big concourse with a lot of ticket gate lines, so it shouldn't take you long to interchange and get to your platform. So Victoria, it's a great station, really beautiful station, serves a great purpose, has great interchanges, and it has a bus station. So it has to go in. If you weren't an inanimate object, I'd marry you.
The next station is Pimlico.
Pimlico. This station's also located in Westminster. It's the only station on the Victoria line that doesn't interchange with any other lines. It's like a lone wolf essentially. To be fair, this station and the surrounding area hasn't really got much on. It's mostly a residential area, but it's a good place to get off to see sights such as the Tate Britain, Millbank Tower and the Thames. Another reason why you may get off here is to see the station building itself. It's an 8-floor octagonal building by William Whitfield. It's quite unique to be fair, very postmodern, very, very postmodern. This station is actually the most recent on the Victoria line, opening on the 14th of September 1972. It wasn't included in the original plans, but there was a desire to build a station between Victoria and the Thames, and Pimlico was just located in the best place. When they did an initial assessment for this station, they came to the conclusion that there wouldn't be enough ridership to warrant a station here, but land from Westminster Council was given for free to build Pimlico Station. For free? Might as well then. I also found that the motif on the platform isn't that cool, but what makes up for it is the light up Pimlico roundel. I absolutely love it. So yeah, it isn't as grand as Victoria Station, but the location is nice, the station building is really cool, and I love the lit up Pimlico roundel on the platforms. So for that, I'm putting it in splendid.
The next station is Vauxhall.
Vauxhall. So we finally changed boroughs. Now we're in Lambeth. And this station has one of my favourite bus stations. Like, look at the design of this bus station. It's so grand, it's so big, it's so unique. It's honestly a pleasure when I get the chance to get off at Vauxhall and interchange with a bus here, because I just sit at the bus stop and watch all the buses go around as they loop around and go to all these different locations. It's just such a fantastic bus station. It also interchanges with National Rail's South Western Railway, and it's the place to see the big MI6 building, which is another just amazing piece of architecture. So you've got the bus station there, then you've got the MI6 building over there, then you've got all the new builds that are surrounding it. It's really futuristic, man. I love Vauxhall. I'm not too big of a fan of the motif, to be fair. It's interesting, but it's not my favourite at all. But Vauxhall Station, I really can't fault it. And I might be crazy for doing this, considering it doesn't have any cross-platform interchanges or anything. But I'm putting it in. If you weren't an inanimate object, I'd marry you.
The next station is Stockwell.
Stockwell, and again we're in Lambeth. We're really getting into the depths of Lambeth now. This station's also served by the Northern Line with, you guessed it, a cross-platform interchange. The station building isn't the most interesting, but the surrounding area is quite cool. It's home to the iconic Grade 2 listed Stockwell bus garage, in addition to the Stockwell War Memorial. And the motif, it's a duck. Swan. It's a swan. I like how it's kind of like zigzagged. It's really, this is one of my favourite motifs as well. Very cool motif on the platforms at Stockwell. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have much of an opinion of Stockwell, if I'm honest with you. Other than, it's serving a purpose and it having a cross-platform interchange. I might be a bit harsh. I might be being a bit harsh. No, I can't. I was going to put it on Mind the Mid, but I don't think it's not as bad as Seven Sisters and Oxford Circus. So I think it's alright, I guess. I think that's deserving.
The next station is Brixton, where this train terminates.
So we've made it to the last station, Brixton. This is also located in the borough of Lambeth, with it also being served by National Rail South Eastern services, about a 4 minutes walk from the underground station. I really like Brixton as a station, and I think it's a great place to have the terminus of the Victoria line. You know, it's a cultural hub, a lot of things are going on. There's always something going on when you leave Brixton station. If there isn't something going on, then there's something wrong. Yeah, the station is really nice. Where the gate line barriers are, there's a little shop in the corner, which is, you know, handy if you need to buy some last minute snacks. And the main station entrance with the glass panels at the top and that huge London Underground roundel is just beautiful. Definitely up there with one of the more iconic stations on the Victoria line. Maybe on the tube as a whole. And the motif on the platform was really cool, just bricks, but I like the colouring and the design. Lovely. So what are we rating it? It's a great station building, great amenities in the station, and a nice motif. But the interchange with the National Rail services isn't the best. It's not the worst, but it definitely isn't the best. But all those factors included, I think I'm going to put Brixton in splendid. Because it's splendid. So that was the tiering of all the stations on the Victoria line. So I'll give you a clue for the next tube line that's going to be ranked. It's a line that had an alternative name, and the first letter of that alternative name is F. Good luck. If you want to see the next line that's going to be ranked, subscribe so you'll be the first to see it when it comes out. Lastly, I want to say thank you to my channel members and patrons. I really appreciate your support and thank you. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. The Victoria line is always on time. So how can it be a crime to love this beautiful line?